Hello, Daddy folks. It is Diecastbuffet here again. Welcome back to NASCAR Thunder 2004 Career Mode. Holy cow, folks. We're going to Atlanta Motor Speedway. We've won, the last 2 races here in Atlanta. Maybe even 3. I mean, I've kind of lost count. Oh, yeah, the paint scheme, by the way, this is our official alternate of the quote-unquote unsponsored Buffet Racing South stable. This is the White Tiger paint scheme. For Buffet Racing South, I would love to have a diecast of it, but, even though we have a sponsor on the hood and the side, the car is still considered unsponsored. It's still think of it like the Martin Truex Jr. Furniture Row racing car, but instead, it's just a black car with the 78 on the side. But sometimes it would have, 5-Hour Energy or Bass Pro Shops, but it's still that generic team paint scheme. That's basically what this is, but this is our alternate car, the White Tiger paint scheme. We're going to be bringing this to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Bass Pro Shops Mbna 500. And, I'll tell you what, after the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, we picked up our first win of the season. So we're cooking pretty good here in 2009. Our first win, average finish of a 6.3, and we're only 33 points out of Tony Stewart's points lead. And truth be told, check this out, Jeff Burton is up here. Not even a single top 5, and he's got 2 top 10s, and that puts him right there in 7th place in points. And, you go back to our last 2 champions, of course, that being Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Ryan Newman. I don't see Newman in the woodwork, so he must be up here. Tony Stewart, the 5-time Winston Cup champion, he didn't win it last year. It was Dale Jr. who won it in 08. Where is Ryan Newman? I legit can't see him. Oh, there he is. Okay. The 07 Winston Cup champion is over there in 17th point. So, interesting stuff to note. Let's go check out what's going on in the garage here on the team. So, let's see. We're building one new chassis piece. We need to repair another one. So, let's go ahead and just overhaul this, get this thing fixed up and ready to go. And let's go check out what's going on in the engine department. Our short track engine. Let's see. What is the next race is coming up? Let's go check real quick and the schedule, because I totally forgot. So the next 3 races, let's see, Atlanta. Oh, we're going to have a short track right there. Yeah, Bristol. Well, if we repair it right now, that would give us 1 race and then 2 races. So it would be done in time for the 400-miler at South Carolina. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and repair our short track engine, make sure that thing is primo. We'll make sure that's the best engine we can get. We need all that horsepower. And for the newer viewer out there, the reason why we don't upgrade the shop editions is because it would make the cars extremely OP. That body drafting plus 10 would make the cars ridiculously fast. Engine power 10 would make the cars ridiculously fast. Chassis tire grip. What we've accomplished is we've found the perfect balance between the AI and the actual player in the game, where it's super competitive. And the only way we can get an advantage on the competition is the condition of our equipment and the team itself, the team attributes, the statistics, the skill and speed, and the actual building abilities of our crew. That's the only way we can get an advantage on the competition. That's how I want to play the game. It's the most realistic way you can do career mode, and that's why I freaking love it. So we got the White Tiger paint scheme here, and I tell you what, I'm ready to go racing here in Atlanta. Well, I tell you what though, for the longest time, I dreaded going to Atlanta because if you have a terrible car, my goodness, Atlanta is a long day at the track. But when you have a good car, my God, this place is it's a carnival ride, man. It's great. So we got a car rating of 81. Let's go ahead and hit the track. Alrighty, folks, so we qualified 10th for the spring Atlanta race here in 2009. Mr. Jimmy Johnson is on pole. Let's go ahead and sit her down trackside from Hampton, Georgia.
EA Sports welcomes you to Hampton, Georgia, site of today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Bass Pro Shops Mbna 500. I expect to see some exciting action in this one, don't you?
NASCAR doesn't use restrictor plates for this track, which is why it's actually one of the fastest tracks in Winston Cup Series. We may see some speeds hit 200 miles an hour just before they dive into the corners.
Mark Martin had his amazing streak of 12 consecutive years in the top 10 in points snapped in 2001.
Mark Martin has been the model of consistency since he hooked up with Roush Racing. He qualifies well, he finishes well, and everyone out there on the racetrack respects his skills behind the wheel.
The Safety Clean car has an impressive average finish this year.
Points, points, points. Wins are great when they come, but top 10 finishes week after week are what build your points. Heck, you could win the championship on top 10s alone if you're consistent.
Kenny Wallace hasn't made much of a move in the points so far.
And how frustrating must that be? You're working just as hard as everyone else, yet you just can't seem to finish well on race days and gain the valuable points you need. Those guys need a good finish just to regain their confidence as a team.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Alrighty, folks, here we go. So it's Dale Jr., your defending Cup champion, alongside Jimmy Johnson, throwing the Hendrick Motorsports 24 car, and very stout front four, 3 of the 4 at least. And for us qualifying 10th place here, look, this is a track that, like I said, for the longest, we never looked at this track as an opportunity, but now we go to this track and like, my goodness, we have a legitimate shot to dominate and win this race, but you got to take care of the car. We're in a great spot in the Winston Cup points, 33, 35 points out, right there on the bubble. It's very early in the season. We're on, race 4 of the season? So, I mean, there is so many Winston Cup races left in 2009. I think we just need to just play it conservative, try to find a way to get a few points, but don't do anything stupid that's going to harm us when we get to the halfway point at the Pepsi 400. Just try to keep it close in the Winston Cup points margin. That is today's goal. So a top 10, maybe a lap lead, something like that. Nothing, extreme. Let's just go out there, do what we can, and get out of Georgia. Darlington's coming up. Darlington's a really good track for us, but for here, Atlanta is one of our best tracks, bro. Looking underneath the 31 car here, Robbie Gordon. Whoa, too wide racing. I tell you what, man, Atlanta it's really becoming one of the best tracks on the circuit. Like, legitimately, it is the funnest track. It's just, the cars are so fast. It really reminds me of Texas in this game. How the cars are extremely fast. The cars, they move around. You can use the outside groove. You can use the inside groove. You really can just race all over the track. And to me, that's why Atlanta and Texas provides the best 1.5 mile racing. Maybe you could throw in Homestead, but Homestead usually at the end of the season, and it's kind of like, we're out of the championship, who cares? Or you're like, okay, we're in the championship. I feel like in Atlanta and Texas, it's just like, we're just having fun, And Michael Waltrip's going to kind of hold us down here, trying to get that row on the bottom without getting the car tight, and looks like we're going to barely poke the nose out and possibly steal the 6th place spot, and we do. I believe Jimmy Johnson's still up front in the lowest 48 car. Tires they're just slipping a little bit. Car's getting a little bit tighter as we go into each corner. Not Johnson, but Michael Waltrip having a run on the bottom here. Are we clear? Yes, we are. There we go. Just try to take care of the car. I know we got a good power plant underneath this car, man. I tell you what, raw speed alone, man, we have a hot ride. So just take care of the car, let the track come to us. Race the track, not the competition. When the tires get old, our car is still competitive. So that's one thing we kind of have in our pocketbook, so to speak. And, with a 32-lap race here at Atlanta, that's a long race. That is a very long race when you consider Atlanta is just, it just feels like a long race. It really does. Darlington, 400 miles at Darlington, in a lot of ways, feels longer than like a 400-mile race at Kansas, a 400-mile race at Las Vegas. It's just one of those tracks, man. Just one of those tracks. And right now we're in tow, the number 6 Pfizer Ford is Martin. Martin's gonna slam the door on us entering turn 3 there. I mean, my goodness. I mean, if we didn't lift there, my goodness, we would have made contact, no doubt about it, with the 6 car. And that's the last thing I want to do here. The thing is like, our car is so on edge. Like, if we damage the front, the car is going to be ridiculously tight, and it's going to kill our overall lap speed. So that would have been a stupid move for us to risk the right front downforce and handling ability just for a top 5 spot. I'd rather be patient, be conservative here, and give us, take what we can get from the track. Anyways, it looks like Jimmy Johnson's got it pretty well dialed up right now. Led every lap so far, and definitely cruising to a possible max points day for Jimmy Johnson. Oh, got real loose underneath your defending Winston Cup champion. I'm trying to give him some room, but man, the car's getting so tight on the bottom. And lap 8 here, we're finally seeing some tire degradation. Right front starting to wear. And we're digging on Mark Martin here. Mark Martin cruising in the 4th place spot. My goodness. I'm telling you, man, the car is getting tighter and tighter every corner, man. And, for the 6th car here, he's the Lone Ranger for the Ford camp up here in the top 5. You have a Dodge in 2nd with Ryan Newman, but it's a whole bunch of bow ties. Man, this car is just getting very tight off corner exit. We're not going to let Mark Martin block us this time. There we go. Hold the bottom. Hold the bottom. There we go. Use the draft. Hold the bottom. Thank you, Jesus. Take care of the car. All right, now we're up to 4th. Now we got to start thinking about pit strategy here. Lap 16 is going to be the halfway point. Do you want to pit at lap 16? Do you want to pit before it? In my opinion, I think tires mean a lot here. I really do. I think tires mean a lot, but one thing we do have is that we're good on old tires. So even though we're slower than the AI on new tires, we're still competitive to the AI on old tires. So that's something we have, but we can't overlook the idea that the AI, man, I tell you, you put 4 fresh Goodyears on, they're gonna rout us. So I think just the smart decision is to pit when Jimmy Johnson pits. Jimmy Johnson or Jeff Gordon, I think they are the fastest 2 cars in Georgia. But for Atlanta, it generally does favor the Chevrolet camp. But Ryan Newman, man, this dude is stalking Jimmy Johnson, trying to get around him here. And for us, just try to take care of the car, do what we got to do. See, I'm not willing to take risks right now. I'm not. Look, Johnson's out front. He's going to get the most laps led, most likely. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about taking care of our car and making sure we have a shot at the end of this race. We need all the points we can get. I'm not willing to make that move right now. That's just not the mentality. Be conservative with the car, take care of the equipment, and live the fight another day. Because pit stops are about to start happening. Things are going to get crazy. Take care of the equipment. You just don't want to do anything stupid to take us out of it. And I think Johnson's tires are fading here because Newman is trying, everything he can imagine to get around Johnson here. Ooh, tight on the bottom here. Old rival Ryan Newman. We got the nose underneath them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough lift. Yeah. That was extremely tough right there because, Newman could have came down, would have made contact, and could have put one of us in the fence. But now we cleared the 12 car, and we're right behind Jimmy Johnson here. So, being patient, being conservative about it. Let's see if we can try to find a way to get around the 48 car. No out of bounds here. We can go as low as we need to. We're already side by side down the back straightaway. The 48's tires are gone. And we're going to not pit this time. Make sure we get this 1 lap lead. That gives us 5 bonus points. That's something big because Tony Stewart has not led a lap today. Boom. So we got our first lap lead. That's 5 extra bonus points. Johnson, most likely, barring us leading every lap here on out, Johnson's pretty much going to walk away those extra 5 bonus points in the most laps led. Pit stops are underway. We want to pit with the 48 car. It's going to be kind of tough, though, because the 48 is a little bit behind us here. So we need to watch out. The 8 cars in. I'm pitting with that 48 car. And like I mentioned, we're not bad on old tires. Like, compared to them, we're great on old tires. But compared to when they have fresh Goodyears, oh God, yeah, they're gonna be Stanley Stamen around here. And to tell you the truth, we're not even pushing the car full song. Like, I'm kind of just tiptoeing around the track. If this was qualifying trim, I'd be pushing the car probably 20% harder. I'm just trying to make sure we don't get in the fence. That's kind of my mentality right here. Is Johnson coming in? Johnson is not going to come in. Okay. So, Johnson's going to pit after the halfway point here, which is really interesting to note because that's going to give these early pit road goers even more strength in terms of tire wear. They're going to have an extra lap or two to run us down. So, do we want to pit now? I don't know. I think that 48's going to pit this time. I would just be shocked if he didn't. I'm going to pit. Went out there. We got our 5 bonus points. Johnson's going to lead again. But you know what? Take care of the car. I hope that's the right adjustment on the wedge. And let's see if we can try to win this thing, guys. Holy cow. If you haven't already, make sure to give the video a big thumbs up. I'm going to give me a swig of coffee here. Hopefully we can get a good pit stop here, guys. Come on, team. Come on, team. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I love this paint scheme, though. You know, the White Tiger, Chevrolet Monte Carlo. I wish we had a better sponsor on it, but, you know, we're trying, you know, we're trying to compete. 15-second pit stop. Buy everyone on the team a case of Busch because, holy moly, best pit stop of the season. Holy cow. I mean, them things... I just hope they got all the lug nuts tight on this car because, my God, 15 seconds on the pit stop. That is incredible. And here comes the 24 car, possibly one of those good drivers you pitted early. And that's where you see the track position start to, you know, kind of taper out because now Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon have extra track position on us because they stayed, or not, they didn't stay out, but they pitted early while we stayed out. Tony Stewart's going to have the best tires overall. But I just don't think he has the car to win it, barring a caution. Because I don't think he's the leader right now. I don't think he's lapped everybody. So he's going to be digging to gain some points. But for Dale Jr., though, I mean, this guy, he's smooth sailing. Yeah, we got to find a way to get around this 24 car. We got a huge run at the bottom here. Huge run. There we go. Cars blending on the apron here. There's Johnson. And check that, Ryan Newman is going to have the best tires, but with about 12 laps of full Winston Cup racing, can Ryan Newman carve through the field here along with Jimmy Johnson and win this Bass Pro Shops Mbna 500? I have no clue. If a caution waves, then it's anybody's race. But, I mean, we're fast. We're fast. I mean, we're, what, 1.8 behind Dale Earnhardt Jr., and... for us, just go out there, do what you gotta do, try to run down that 8 car. But it ain't over yet. I think we can catch the 8 car, but I'm worried about the cats behind us because they're gonna have possibly 1, 2, maybe even 3 laps fresher tires than Earnhardt, and at least 2 laps fresher tires than us. It's gonna get dicey here. But this is the gamble you play. You know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. pits early, leapfrogs me and Jimmy Johnson and Newman. But Newman, they're going to have much fresher tires, but I mean, that's a lot of track position to make up. And the one thing about pitting early and pitting late, one thing I've learned, there's a threshold. There is a threshold between pitting too late and it actually hurts you better than helps you. And there's a threshold for pitting too early. So there's a perfect window with every track, and it's different. Every track it's different, every pit sequence is different. No 2 tracks have the same pit sequence, the perfect lap to pit. It's all different every time. And I think we could be seeing that with Ryan Newman here, where he pitted way too late and it possibly outside that threshold. Because once everybody's up to full song and then you pit, well, guess what? You're losing twice the amount of time compared to people already on pit road. And for Dale Earnhardt Jr., we're slowly reeling him in about maybe 1, maybe 2 tenths a lap here. And possibly we could try to get another big Atlanta win. You know, we won last Sunday at Las Vegas, which is a huge win because we'd never won there, I might add. But Atlanta's really became our best track on the 1.5 mile circuit besides Texas. And we still have Texas this year. We still have Darlington. A lot of fun tracks coming up here on the Winston Cup circuit. Upload these every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here on the channel. So if you haven't already, great opportunity. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell down below. We're slowly reeling in the Budweiser Monte Carlo with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Will our tires hold? I tell you what though, Martin. I mean, this guy has just outdrove Jeff Gordon here. Gordon is not even in the same ballpark. I'm curious what happened to him. Because the guy's not even in the top 5, so we might want to get a race update on that. Because if Jeff Gordon possibly had a DNF or made contact, that could have major implications into the Winston Cup points. Let's go ahead and investigate. And to my theory, something did happen to the 24 car. Wow. Oh boy. Yep, this is going to affect the points pretty big here, guys. So check this out. Jeff Gordon just fouled the race 2 laps ago. I had no idea, but y'all probably seen it and said, you idiot. It was right there in your rear view. I'm looking out front in the windshield. So Jeff Gordon, a major Winston Cup contender, is out early. So now for Dale Earnhardt Jr., defending champion, Tony Stewart, Martin Martin, and for us, this is the opportunity we've been waiting for. Because, I mean, think about it. Gordon's probably going to get 35 points. You win this race with the most laps led, 185. You win the race, you get 180. So that is a lot of Winston Cup points. Trying to wheel in that 8 car here. Come on, man. Come on, man. We're almost there. I just don't think Earnhardt can hold off us for 4 more laps. Full more laps. I just think his tires are just too bad. But you never know. You can see how our car is getting tighter and tighter every corner. But I just think the overall speed, we're faster than that 8 car. And we're certainly faster than Martin Martin. But I go back to that point where I talked about Ryan Newman in the tire threshold. There is a window for every track. And if you pit outside that threshold, I don't care how good your tires are, you're never going to make it back. And the problem is also how far the leader is out front. So that's why I say it's a moving target. It's like safety. It's a moving target. There's no clean line. And that pitting threshold will bite you if you're outside of it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is gaining on Greg Hicks, and it looks to be the 43 car there, I believe. Could be wrong on that. Looks like the Cheerios Dodge Intrepid, as our car is getting massively tight in 3 and 4. I mean, we're so close from drafting distance, and once we get there, it's game on. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is right there behind lap down cars. Can we get around him here, folks? A caution ends the race. Dale Earnhardt Jr. trying to, well, pull away with a huge Atlanta win. I'm trying not to tear up the car here. They ain't going to make it easy. 2 wide through 3 and 4. And there goes the 43 Dodge Intrepid. Oh, he's going to block us here. Come on, man. There we go. Go to the outs, or he goes to the outside. We go into the inside. 2 to go. This is a bad opportunity to pass him here. I like the straightaway. I like the straight line speed. But, man, our car is getting really tight on the outside. There we go. Dive to the bottom for the race lead here in Atlanta. There we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. Come on. Take care of the car. Watch out for the lap down car. Lift the throttle. We're faster than Earnhardt. There we go. White flag to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Looking for another Atlanta checker flag for Buffet Racing South. And this is why I talked about it. I didn't want to pit early, but I wanted to pit with Jimmy Johnson. But I think we actually, for once, I think we actually outfoxed them and pit at the perfect time because Johnson and company stayed out an extra lap or 2. And personally, I think it kind of bit them. Either way, we're going to win here at Atlanta. Yes! Yes! There we go, team. Great job. Huge win there, back-to-back here in 2009. And my goodness, I would love a diecast of this. Holy sheesh. White Tiger paint scheme. My God, take care of this car, man. I love it. So another big win here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Darlington is coming up next episode, and I think the championship is really heating up because you consider Gordon just, I mean, having a terrible day here. That helps us out tremendously, considering he was going to get top 5 in points. And I'm trying not to get dirt on the car, you know, because it's a white paint scheme. Don't want dirt on the car. I want to give the fans a show. Let's try to do a straight line burnout if we can. So we can get those tires. There we go. Come on, car. There we go. Burn it down, man. Burn it down. One thing I like about when Kevin Harvick does burnouts is that he'll go to the corner of the track and he'll do a burnout and then turn around and go back to the other corner of the track. That was something I always thought was really cool. is how Kevin Harvick did that. So I'll do a little bit of a burnout over here. Huge win, though. And my God, I just love this paint scheme. We definitely got to run this paint scheme later down the year, man. Wow.
It was all green flag.
There we go, folks. Win number 2 of the season. I think win number 41 of the career mode. And, hey, man, this is a great points day. 180 points for us. Not a most laps led, obviously. That went to Jimmy Johnson. But, hey, we gained over 100 points on Jeff Gordon. We gained a lot of points on Tony Stewart. I don't think we're going to be too far out for the points championship right now. Granted, it's, 4th race of the season, but hey, man, every point you earn right now is going to add up when we get to the season finale at Homestead. That's the way I look at it, Even though it's 30 races down the road, every point you get right now is going to add up at the end of the season. And look at that freaking trophy, man, a giant fish. That is pretty darn cool, man. So there we go. Huge win for the team. And, well, hey, we got an ally. We have no rivals. I'm surprised we actually drove an extremely clean race. No scrapes on the car to my knowledge. And right there, 180 points for us. 175 actually for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Through the field here, your WISCA points leader, Tony Stewart. So we got 180. So we gained roughly about 34 points on him. So we could be tied for the WISCA points lead. I'm not sure on that. Don't quote me. But for the bottom of the barrel here, which is just incredible to me, Jeff Gordon, a top 5 qualifying cat, running up there in contention for a 1.5 mile win. Very in Jeff Gordon fashion. 34 points, though, is not what Jeff Gordon's accustomed to. He's going to be your bottom of the barrel today. Thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell up if you can. I greatly appreciate it. Upload these videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Diecastbuffet. Next race is going to be Darlington. I'm excited. It's going to be fun, beating and banging, short track style racing, but at a 1 mile or 1.5 mile style track. So anyways, hope you're having a great one. Stay humble. Diecastbuffet, signing off.